I would like to mention some essential details of HLM Group of institutions. HLM Group was founded in 2005 by Mr. Sunil Miglaniji, CMD Mixon, in the memory of his loving father, Shri Harpans Lal Miglaniji. Over the course of 19 years, the group has expanded by leaps and bounds to offer 17 courses across 5 colleges. Currently, we have an alumni base of over 35,000 graduates. In this long journey, HLM Group has aimed to produce conscientious, skilled, and knowledgeable students who are suitable for the current job market and competitive exams. The management at HLM Group of institutions consists of Shri Sunil Miglaniji, who is the chairman of HLM Group in Nixon, Ms. Tanvi Miglaniji, who is the current chief operating officer and alumni of Rice University, Houston, Texas, United States, Director Dr. Anuj Agarwal, who has completed his MA, MBA, and PhD, and Assistant Director Sir Mr. Dheeraj Kumar Sharma, who holds a Master's in MPhil and has served for almost 18 years in this organization. We believe that by coming together in this virtual space, we can empower each other and learn from the experiences of our distinguished speaker. I would like to express my gratitude to each and every one of you for joining this online session. Your presence here today shows your commitment and dedication towards achieving your aspirations of becoming an IAS officer. I would now request Director Sir Dr. Anuj Agarwal to introduce our honorable speaker. Sir, over to you.
Thanks, Aprant. A very good morning to all of you. I welcome you all in this informative online session, How to Become an IAS, organized by HLM Group of Institutions. It is my great pleasure to introduce our esteemed speaker for today's session, Honorable Shri Alok Ranjan Sir, former Chief Secretary, UP Government. We are truly honored to have him as our guest speaker today. Sir is a former IAS officer with 38 years of distinguished service. He has been a bright student right from the beginning. He holds a degree of BA Economics Honors from St. Stephen's College, Delhi. His PGDM degree from IIM Ahmedabad is another feather in his cap. Later, he successfully qualified UPSC exam as a top ranker. He joined Indian Administrative Service in 1978 batch. He has served in various capacities. It is a matter of pride as a Ghaziabad citizen for all of us that he has also been posted as a district magistrate in Ghaziabad. He reached the pinnacle of success when he became the chief secretary in UP government, a post he has held for 2 years. After his retirement, he was appointed as a chief advisor to CM of UP and chairman UPS IDC. Alok sir is an established leader with extensive experience of administration, cutting across a wide variety of sectors concerned with economics, finance, industrial governance, and others. He is also a renowned author. He has written 2 books named The Collector Today and Towards Adult Literacy in India. He also writes various articles and columns for leading national publications such as Times of India, Business Standard, and many more. With a prominent career and numerous achievements to his name, Alok Ranjan sir is widely recognized for his dedication to public service and for his commitment to mentoring and guiding civil services aspirants. His expertise in the intricacies of the UPSC exam, its preparation process, and the challenges faced during preparation makes him an ideal speaker for today's session. We are very fortunate to have the opportunity to learn from his expertise and gain valuable insights into what it takes to excel in the highly competitive field of the IAS. So let us join together. Let us join our hands together and give a warm virtual welcome to Alok Ranjan sir. Now, sir, it is over to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Agarwal. Thank you very much for such a warm introduction. And I'm very happy to be here talking to HLM Group, the members of the faculty and the students and others who are present here in this webinar. And it's a very topic which is so close to my heart about how to become an IAS officer. Well, it's an interesting topic, and I'll talk about the various manifestations of this topic. And let us see how you people respond to it. What I will do is I will speak for about 35 to 40 minutes or 45 minutes or so. And then I will like, if you have any issues to raise, any questions to ask, you are most welcome to do so. And I will like to respond to them also, so that it becomes a more informative and a two-way process and not just a one-way communication. First of all, let me congratulate HLM Group on your success of 19 years and how so many 35,000 students now studying in the HLM Group on various disciplines. I think education is so vital for the development of our country and making it a developed nation. And you, HLM Group, are definitely making a significant contribution to the country and its development by your contribution to the process of education. Now, let me now come over to this topic of how to become an IAS. Well, let me say one thing first, that IAS is a part of civil services, the civil service exam now, and IAS is one of the civil services. Normally, it is the first preference for most people in the civil service. When we were young and when we joined the IAS, I was belong to the 1978 batch of the IAS. I remember at that time, there were not so many career options. People either went into engineering or became doctors or they moved towards the civil services. So it was a number one career option. And the cream of the nation was supposed to move towards the IAS. Today, things are different. There are excellent careers available in the corporate sector. There are excellent careers available outside the corporate sector in media, in various other fields. More than 200 careers options available to young boys and girls. So now there are options available. But even then, still, it is a preferred option. And you can understand why it is a preferred option by the very fact that about 12 lakh boys and girls enroll for the preliminary examination for the civil services. 12 lakh, that's a huge figure. And about 7 to 8 lakh ultimately write the preliminary exam. And finally, the selection comes down to 700 odd people in this total civil services. And in the IAS in particular, it is only about 180 in the proper IAS. The rest are in the other civil services, the police service, the income tax, the customs, audits and accounts, foreign service, and the rest. Well, so still that shows how much of a craze it is. Of course, here I will point out difference which I observed. It is not so much of a preferred option all over the country, but in some states, it is the number one option. Like for boys and girls of Uttar Pradesh, I found, and Bihar, and even Odisha, the states which are not so industrially developed, where I think industrial jobs or manufacturing jobs or corporate sector jobs are not that much available, the craze for the civil service is still very high. It is not so high in many states like Gujarat maybe, or even Maharashtra for that matter. Because these are the states where entrepreneurship is there. People want to go into business. They want to set up their own business, want to become entrepreneurs. So that is sometimes the preferred option. So that is the way it varies from state to state. But still, if you can say that across the country, if there is one career which people are really looking forward to, young boys and girls aspire for in a major way, it is to join the civil services or in particular to become an IAS officer. Now, everybody has to make a choice about her career. It's a very important choice. And most of us, I do not know whether we're able to make an informed choice or not. Many of us make a choice because our parents want us to do something. Many of us take a career because our teachers or professors tell us something. Many of us do so because the peer group says so. Others are doing it, so I will do it. Or many people see some outward manifestation and decide to join a particular career without even understanding what that career involves. What is the kind of job that will be offered to you? Whether you will get job satisfaction there or you will not get job satisfaction. But people just, go in a particular line. For example, immediately after doing class 12, I find almost every boy and girl is going for JEE. Everybody wants to become IIT. And, it is a race. That is why the quota factory is there, so successful. Everybody runs to quota, getting coaching, going for JEE. Whether you have the talent or aptitude for engineering or not, nobody is bothered to understand. Whether there may be another career, maybe in law or media or fashion or anything else where you can be far more successful. You don't look into that, but you go just because others are going to do it, just because you think there's a very good package, compensation package you will get by becoming an IIT engineer. So you go towards that. So it is not maybe your calling, but you go just because that is where you think you get the maximum returns. So here again, similarly for civil service, I would say, and the IAS in particular, most people go for this examination without really understanding whether they really want to join the civil service or whether their inner potential or inner talent or inner calling is such that they would enjoy a career in the civil service. This is public service is what they're looking for in life. whether they're looking for that or they're not looking for that. Now, these are questions which only a particular boy or girl can ask herself and answer for herself. Nobody else can really answer. You have to look around, you can discuss with as many people as possible, but ultimately to sit quietly and try and understand what you are, what is your potential, where do you want to go, and then follow your inner calling. Well, the best way to illustrate something is by telling a story. And I will tell you a story about my own career. And that will, I think, give you an idea of how the thinking process comes of joining the IAS. Well, I was the son of a Indian Forest Service officer. And so from early childhood in my house, there was always talk of joining the civil service and the IAS as a very preferred career. My father used to tell me the prestige and the status accorded to the job in the IAS, the power that goes with a job in the IAS, and all that you can do, the high posts you attain. And so there was always a discussion. And he always had in his mind that my sons will join the IAS or should try and join the IAS. That was his ambition. And that ambition came down to us also. So right from early childhood, this was there in our minds. However, things don't go according to what somebody wants or plans. In life, circumstances sometimes play a major role. Of course, I selected BA Honors in Economics as a subject for my graduation, and I did BA Honors in Economics from St. Stephen's College, Delhi University. At that time also, my mind was that after BA Honors Economics, I will do MA in Economics from Delhi School, and then I will write the IAS examination. However, once I joined BA Honors Economics, there I found at that time, this is the period 1971 to 74, there was a sudden craze for Indian Institute of Management. IIM, Ahmedabad and Calcutta were the two IIMs which had come up at that time. And there was an all-around craze in Delhi University, in St. Stephen's College, everywhere. And all the top students wanted to write the entrance examination to IIMs, the CAT, and get selected for IIM Ahmedabad in particular, and IIM Calcutta otherwise. And somehow take up a career in MBA, because they said that you get very high salaries after that, you get very preferred options in the corporate sector, and it's an excellent career opportunity. So that had become the craze. So as I said, the entire peer group, my friends, my classmates, everybody was talking of that. And by the time we came into third year, I found everybody preparing for that. At that time, there were not so many coaching institutes for CAT. They were not there. Only one or two maybe. And most of the time, not so much material available also. But people got material about the GMAT examination, about the GRE, about the State Bank PO examination, and use that to start preparing for the entrance examination to IIM Ahmedabad. Now, I had in my mind that I will go into civil service because I was inclined to that. And I was not very keen on a career in the corporate sector. However, as it happens, when your friends talk of something, they tend to influence you in a big way. And they started influencing me also. And then one day, one of my friends said, we are all filling up the form, why don't you fill up the form? So I also filled up the form for the entrance examination for IIM Ahmedabad. But I'll share with you, I'm not just saying it for the sake of saying it, but I did not really prepare much anything for it really. Because I was very keen within myself. I said, okay, if everybody is writing the exam, I'll also do it. But when the examination came and I wrote the written examination, to my utter surprise, I got a call from IIM Ahmedabad for group discussion and interview. And when I got a call for group discussion and interview, I went for group discussion and interview. The interesting story goes that I remember I could not perform very well in group discussion at all because, I have a habit that I can't shout and speak and all. If so many people are shouting and speaking, I become quiet. And in group discussions, what happens is the whole group starts, talking. So when the whole group started talking, I would keep quiet. So I did not put in much of an effort in the group discussion, and I thought that I had not performed well. Finally came the personality test and interview, and that I did very well. I was very satisfied because I had a hobby of reading. I used to read widely, and my interview started and went on those lines on what books have you read, on the understanding of the economic development across the world, understanding the Russian economy, understanding the Russian literature, and so on and so forth. And finally, the interview went off well, but still I wasn't sure because I had not done well in my group discussion. A month later, when the results came, I found that I had been selected for the MBA course in IIM Ahmedabad. Now, here came the crucial question. The interesting thing is, when the letter came to join Ahmedabad, my father was most unhappy about it. He was most unhappy. He gave me the letter, but he also told me, I don't think you should join. You should go for civil services or the IAS. Because if you go here, then you will go into a different career altogether. Then you will not be able to write the IAS or join this. But then there are other pressures on me. And somehow when one is young, one tries to, think differently or try to think. And what my friends were thinking, I also started thinking. I said, no, what's wrong with the career in the management? What's wrong in doing an MBA? There's nothing wrong with it. Why should I only think of joining the civil service or the IAS? And with this in mind, I did not listen to what my father was advising me, and I joined the MBA course in Ahmedabad. Now, here is something interesting, my experiences as it went on. The course was outstanding. The MBA course in Ahmedabad is absolutely outstanding. They teach in the case study method, and they teach at a very fast pace, and you're intellectually kept alive all through. And you're supposed to really put in a lot of diligence and a lot of hard work. But then slowly and steadily, I found that this is something very personal. That's why I'm sharing with you, that each one of you must have your own answers to your own questions, when you choose a career. I started finding that these subjects in the management that were being taught were not exciting me that extent. For instance, marketing or finance were not exciting me to that level. As I was very fond of subjects like philosophy, economic development, history, sociology. These were the subjects, political science, which would excite me. But these subjects were not exciting me so much. So that was the first thing which came to my mind. Have I chosen the right career? Or should I have listened to my father and gone and done a master's and then tried for civil service? Anyhow, there was no way of getting out of it. When I joined an MBA, so I did the MBA. I went ahead with it, did reasonably well, passed my MBA examination from Ahmedabad, got my degree, and also immediately got a campus placement in one of the top multinational companies in Mumbai in marketing, and with a reasonably good salary and a good designation also. So I went to Mumbai and I joined this company. That is where then things started happening. Slowly and steadily, as I was doing my job in marketing in Mumbai, I started finding that I was not feeling happy. I was not feeling satisfied. I was not getting an inner sense of satisfaction. I was feeling that maybe this is not what I want to do in my life. I want to do something else. I want to be in public service. For instance, I thought that, okay, I'm in a consumer goods company. Even if I do very well, I reach the top, become a CEO. At the end of my life, the question before me would be, what have I achieved? I'll say, okay, I took my company, several notches up. I increased the sales 10 times. I increased the profits 20 times. I did this, I did that, as far as sales and distribution of those consumer goods were concerned. But that was not giving me any kick. I thought this would not give me the kind of satisfaction I want in life. That is not sufficient. I wanted something else. And when I thought, I contemplated, I realized that I wanted to do something in public service. I would get much more satisfaction, for instance, if I could help in handling the problems of poverty, and handling the problems of the marginalized sections of society, handling, providing food, shelter, and housing to people, and providing good quality education, providing good quality healthcare. These were the issues which I used to read about, think about, and they used to excite me. And slowly and steadily, it came to me that no, my career is not in the corporate sector. I must make a serious effort to go into the civil service, and in particular into the IAS, because that is what I am looking for. That is what will satisfy me. That will give me that sense of job enrichment. So I took a very crucial decision. I decided one fine morning to resign my job. Now, it was a bold decision. Even my father, who was keen on my joining the civil service, was hesitant. He told me, son, be careful. IAS is not a certainty. Nobody can say you will get it. And you got an excellent job and you got such good salary. And if you resign, and if supposing you don't get selected, what will you do? And he said that a bird in hand is greater than two in the bush. And he said, why don't you, if you want to write the IAS also, along with your job, you do it. I said, no, that is not possible. A corporate sector job is also very demanding. When you work from morning till night, you're not going to have any energy left to prepare for a difficult examination like the civil service. And mind you, it is a difficult examination. So I said, no, if one has to take a shot, it would be a full-fledged shot, nothing less, no half measures. And I decided, against all advice, to resign my job. And I resigned. You know, I resigned my job and left Mumbai and I came to Delhi. And I came to Delhi and I took up a room in Defense Colony, a room on rent, a room above the garage as you have, Barsati as they call it. So I took up a Barsati in Defense Colony and I stayed there. And for next 7 to 8 months, I prepared for the civil service examination. The examination at that time was different from what it is today. The course and the syllabus was different. We used to have 3 general subjects, the essay, the general studies, and general English. And there were 5 optional papers. You had to take 3 optional papers, which were lower papers, which were of a graduate level, and 2 higher papers, which were of a postgraduate level. So that means you had to study a lot of subjects which you had never read before. Because my studies had been in economics and then MBA. Management was not there available as an option, and I didn't want to take management either. Economics, I did take as one of the optionals, but economics was supposed to be not a very good subject as far as marks in the civil services were concerned. It is supposed to be a tough subject. And then I had to take a choice of other subjects. I took European history, I took international law, I took political organization and public administration. All these subjects I took and I prepared for the civil service. So most of these subjects were absolutely new to me. I had done general reading, but now I was studying for an examination like the civil service. So you had to be really thorough, really go into details. For about 3 weeks, I joined the Rao's IAS study circle in Delhi, which was the best at that time. And only for 3 weeks I joined, not more than that. And after that, rest of the preparation I did on my own, going through original textbooks, preparing notes, preparing myself for the examination. And then finally, the exam came. And when the exam came and I wrote the examination, well, it is quite a story which I can, keep on narrating, but I won't go into details. But as I said, it's a very tough examination. And in the beginning, I did not do my papers very well at all. In fact, there was very serious issues in some of the papers. I thought, oh my God, I haven't done well at all. I don't know whether I'll be able to make it or not. But in some papers, the higher papers, I did do very well. So finally, when all this ended, we waited for the results. And in those days, first the interview call used to come for IPS, then for central services, and finally for IAS and foreign service. So first the interview call came for IPS, I got it. Then for central service, I got the call. And then I got the call for IAS and foreign service also. So this was my first attempt. And I had got the call for the Indian Administrative Services and Foreign Services. I was very happy. And I prepared for the personality test and interview and went and gave the interview. There again, I remember normally I have been very good in personality tests and interviews. I was quite confident of myself. I had done a brilliant interview when I was selected for St. Stephen's. I had done an excellent interview when I was selected for IIM Ahmedabad. I had an excellent interview when I went for placement in after IIM Ahmedabad. But here, somehow things did not go the way I wanted them. And I was most unhappy and dissatisfied with the way my interview had gone. And later on, if I get time today, I will share how the interview went. But this is how it happened. And then ultimately, I waited for the results. And when the results came, it was really a great news, heartening to note that I had got selected in the first attempt itself, and I had got 4th rank in India in the selection process. So this was something which was very thrilling and exciting. My father was very happy. Everybody was very happy. There was a lot of celebration, and I had been selected, and the dream had been realized. And when I joined the Masudi Academy of Administration to start a career in the civil service, and I stayed in the IAS for 38 years, serving 5 years in Government of India, 33 years in Government of UP, and ending with the top post in Government of UP, that is the Chief Secretary to Government. And I must say that it was an intensely satisfying career. An intensely satisfying career. I don't regret even for one moment. So many people have asked me. Many people ask me even today, why did you do it? क्यों किया आपने ऐसा था? IIM अहमदाबाद से MBA करने के बाद आपको इतनी अच्छी तनख्वाह मिल रही थी मल्टीनेशनल में. Why did you resign and join the IAS? Don't you regret having done so? I told them then and I tell them now. That not for one moment do I regret. I know that I took the right decision because my inner conscience, my inner self told me that this is what my life is. This is what I want my life to be. So I followed my inner conscience. I followed my inner dictate. I followed my inner voice. And that is what it gave me a lot of satisfaction. And every day in the IAS was a challenge. In every day I was doing something new and innovative. In every day I was thinking I was doing something for the people of this country and serving the citizens of this country. And that gives me so much of happiness, so much of joy, so much of satisfaction that even today, when I look back on my career after retirement, I think, yes, I did the right thing and I'm very, very satisfied. And I can say again that if I get a chance again, if I have to start again from being a student, once again, I will choose a career in the IAS and want to join the IAS. That's how it has been. So that is my story. And that will give you some idea on how one goes about choosing a career and how a career in the IAS, spans out for you. But then many of you students who are listening to me today may be wanting to go for civil service or the IAS. The question I want to say is, you want me to speak on how to become an IAS officer, no? Before that, I must ask you the question, why do you want to become an IAS officer? That is a very important question. Before how, the question is why. The why has to be answered first. If you don't get the right answer to why, then how doesn't follow. Why meaning, do you have the right motivation to join the IAS? Or are you joining it out of some wrong feedback or wrong sense of things to happen or wrong motivation? Like, for instance, I meet many young boys and girls. I talk to them who are aspiring for the civil services and I ask them the same question. And very often they give me an answer, sir, there's so much power in the IAS. You want to join the IAS? Because there is so much power. I said, okay, that's very nice. Yes, there is a lot of power, but what do you understand by power? And what they understand by power is, they say, yes, there'll be police guard traveling with us. We'll get a car with a red light or a blue light. There'll be police people who will be saluting us. There'll be a chaprasi with a turban who will be going along with us. There'll be a whole lot of people running around wherever we go. In society, we'll be having very high status. All people from business, industry, and professions will come and talk very politely to us. They will come to us because they have work and they will, accord us a very high status in society. So we have that power because they know that we have the power to either grant them things or not grant them things or do things or even give them favors or patronage. These are the things are there. So people run after you. And so this gives you a sense of power. And many people think that this should be the motivation of joining the IAS. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls who are listening, I would say that this is not the right approach. In fact, Dr. Agarwal mentioned 2 books that I've written, but I've written now 5 books. And the third book which I've written is Making a Difference, the IAS as a career. I think any of you get a chance, you must read it, because that is where I have spelled out why one should join the IAS and what a career in the IAS is all about. So my answer to this question is, yes, these things are all right. There's nothing wrong with it. If you want status in society, very nice. If you want people to look up to you, very nice. If you want police people saluting you, okay. If you want a car with a beacon light, fine. But this is not the be all and end all of joining the IAS. In fact, this is the smallest part of what you get in joining the service. If you're joining the service only for this, then this is not the right motivation. Because the real power that you get, how do you define power? The real power that you get as an IAS officer is to solve the problems of the people, to address the grievances of the people. Your pen has that power. People come to you with their problems. You become a district magistrate, the post which everybody wants to become, DM. I was DM Ghaziabad, as Dr. Agarwal mentioned. I remember. The people come to you with small issues. Somebody has issue with land. Somebody is not getting a particular certificate from government. Somebody is not getting a license. Somebody is not, FIR is not being lodged. Somebody is being, mafia is threatening somebody. So many things are happening all around you. And they come to you expecting justice. Because the IAS officer, as a district magistrate and in other capacities, is supposed to deliver justice. People expect him to do that. And when they come to you and you listen to them and you do solve their problems, look at the smile on their faces when their problems are solved. The whole family, is obliged to you. The whole society feels happy with what you have done. And not only individuals, when you take particular decisions, like if you improve the quality of education as education secretary to the state government, imagine that you have touched the lives of millions. You have changed the lives of millions. Millions of boys and girls get better quality education. They get better jobs. They get better lives, better quality of life. There's so much, just small things that you do. With your dedication, you can change the lives of so many people. So my point to you is that if you want to join the IAS, the real motivation must be to make a difference to the lives of the people, to solve the problems of the people, to be accessible and amenable to the citizens. Here, I must say that one complaint that citizens have against IAS officers is that IAS officers are arrogant. They're not reachable. They're very vain and proud. They don't talk nicely. You can't even go and meet them. Well, this is why the problem comes. I, in my service, have always maintained that I should be accessible to everybody. In fact, in whichever post I have been, when I was DM, at least for 3 to 4 hours as a district magistrate, I used to keep my office open to meet the people. Anybody could come and meet me. There was no chaprasi who could stop you. You did not need to take an appointment from any PA. You just had to walk in and meet me. And I would listen to you and solve your problems. And that gave me a sense of satisfaction. Even when I was Chief Secretary, imagine Chief Secretary of Uttar Pradesh, with a population of 220 million in this state, and the kind of problems it has, I still used to keep 1 hour every day, 3:30 to 4:30, to listen to the people. And even rickshaw pullers, poor people from villages, they would come to meet me and I would make them sit down in the chair in front of me and listen to their problems. I gave them dignity, I gave them honor, because they were citizens of the country. And my job is to serve them. You see, you are not a king. If you want to become an IAS officer, don't think that you're going to become a king. Don't think you're going to become a monarch. You must realize that you are a public servant. You have to serve the people of this country. And so the number one quality that you require is not arrogance. The quality that you require is humility. You have to be humble. You have to be accessible. You have to be responsive. You have to be a problem solver. You have to have empathy, understanding what the other person is going through. You have to have compassion. All these qualities are required in you. And you have to have a sense of preserving the democracy in this country, preserving the constitution of this country, and also of taking the country forward on the path of economic development and on the path of social justice. If these are the things that you're looking for, then join the IAS. This is the answer to the first question I said. Why? Why is so important? Why you want to join the IAS? Because this is what the IAS will give you. If this gives you a sense of satisfaction, if this gives you happiness, if this gives you inner joy, if this gives you inner fulfillment, then yes, prepare for the IAS and join the IAS. If people are different, everybody is different. So not everybody will get enjoyment or joy or satisfaction from this. So if it is not your inner calling, then don't go for civil service. Go for something else which will give you that satisfaction. Maybe you want to become a scientist. And as a scientist, you will get that inner satisfaction. Maybe you want to become a professor as a teacher. And you want to teach, which will give you so much of satisfaction. There's nothing wrong. All careers are good. There is no good career or bad career. It only depends on what you want to do in life. I'll share with you, many IAS officers I noticed, they've been brilliant students. They did very well in the examination, got selected, but they were not brilliant IAS officers. Why? Because their personality was not tailored to be an IAS officer. There are many I've met. There's a case I remember of some IAS officers who were toppers, who topped record marks, but they were not good at dealing with people. An IAS officer has to be good dealing with people. You should be happy with sitting with people, listening to the problem. They were good in front of the computer. They were good solving problems of mathematics and physics, but not with people. Had they become professors of mathematics or physics, they would have even got the Nobel Prize. They were so good. They could have gone for that. But they chose the wrong career by coming into the IAS. IAS was not a career for somebody who wants to be an academician or a scientist or who has that bent of mind. Or if somebody wants to go into medicine, this is different from being in the IAS. Or if somebody wants to be a journalist, or he wants to write articles, or he wants to be a media person, well, that If his personality is like that, he will excel there. So be very, very careful. Choose the IAS with the right kind of motivation. And if you have the right kind of motivation, then certainly you will be selected in the IAS. Now the question comes, once you have decided that you have the right motivation, what are your chances of success in the IAS? Oh, it is a very difficult examination. That all of you must know from the very beginning. It is perhaps the most difficult examination going around anywhere. One, the syllabus is huge. The examination is vast. And 0.00 some percent people get selected. 12 lakh people writing the preliminary examination, as I said in the beginning, and 700 selected in civil service, and 180 in the IAS. Well, what is the percentage of selection? You can understand that. So it is a very difficult examination. So that is my thing. So what it requires is extraordinary amount of hard work to prepare for this examination. And therefore, my first advice to everybody is that you should be prepared to put in at least 12 to 14 hours of work for at least a year. If you're able to do that, if you have this in your mind, then think of writing the IAS. If you cannot put in this kind of hard work, then don't. Don't waste your time. You won't get through. It's not that easy. Second thing I want to tell you is that many people ask me this question, sir, can I write the IAS along with my job? I give them my own example that I resigned my job. And my answer to this is quite categorical. No. No, you cannot. Why? Because if you have a job, every job is demanding. You have to be sincere to your job. Even if you're teaching, you have to be 7, 8 hours, 6 hours, you're preparing, teaching. After that, how much energy do you have left to prepare for a civil service? Of course, it's a different matter that if your job is a light job, maybe you can do it along with that. If you can put in, if your job allows you to put in 7 to 8 hours at least of work, then okay, then it's all right. But by and large, single-minded devotion in preparing for the IAS is very, very essential. And then you must have a sense of determination. First of all, you must believe in yourself. It's so important. You must believe that I will get selected. Because if you don't believe in yourself, well, you will not get selected. That belief helps you to work hard. It believes you to work smart. It's not only work hard, you have to work smart. Tailor your preparation towards the examination. Develop your inner intellect, develop your knowledge, develop your writing abilities, develop your personality traits. You have to develop all and so many things. So first of all, you believe, have that immense self-confidence that no, I can get selected. Like I had. I resigned and I wrote because I was confident I will get selected. It may be, yes, I was lucky I got selected in the first attempt, but yes, I was confident. So that is not the first thing. You should be determined and sure that you can get selected and then prepare in the right manner. Then the question comes is, should we take a lot of coaching? Well, it has become so competitive. There is no harm in taking coaching from a reputed institution, but not spend all your time in coaching, a limited amount of time only to give you a sense of direction and also to interact with other students who are preparing for the civil services. Most of the time, your own self-study helps you in preparing for the IAS. Coaching can give you material, coaching can give you guidance, can give you inputs. But ultimately, it is your self-study which helps you in preparing for the IAS. So you have to spend a lot of time on your own study. And what do you study? Well, look at the syllabus now. You have 4 papers in general studies. 3 general studies papers. First one focusing on history, art, culture. Second one focusing on constitution, political science, governance. Third one focusing on economics, science and technology, environment. Fourth paper is on ethics. Then an essay paper. Then you're allowed to take an optional paper where you have 2 options. And then you go for personality test. So this is a scheme of the examination. So if this is a scheme of the examination, then first thing is NCERT books are a must. NCERT books on all subjects up to the level of class 12 must be studied in great depth and understanding because they give you the basic groundwork which you require to prepare for these general studies papers. General studies papers generally are asking your knowledge up to the class 12 level on a host of issues across history, political science, geography, science, and everything. So that you must master these of them. Then What you must understand is the examination is in two parts. The preliminary examination, once you qualify that, the main examination. Preliminary is an objective test. The objective test is you have to prepare for that. You can prepare by taking a lot of mock tests. You can prepare by understanding how to answer an objective test. But even for prelims, even though many topics for the prelims and main examination are same, so you have to go in great depth. Like instance, if you want to study Constitution of India, you go in great depth in study so that you can answer questions in the preliminary examination as well in the main examination also. You can answer questions which come on the Constitution of India. And when you prepare with a problem-solving analytical approach in your mind. Don't try and memorize. Because let me tell you, the questions asked in UPSC are not direct. Never direct. They will expect you to apply your knowledge. And application of knowledge means that you conceptually understand what you're studying. So that is why I'm saying, don't just read up material given to you by coaching centers. Read original textbooks also and think and understand. You have to conceptually understand what you're reading. If you understand conceptually, then you can apply it in the examination when the moment comes to apply it in the examination. Because that is how the questions will come. So that is the way you must prepare with this thing in mind. Go through the exam syllabus. Go through the last 10 years examination papers. Pick up the questions and write them out. Writing is very important in the main examination. You have to write 20 questions in 3 hours. You cannot do it if you're not used to writing. If you're not practicing writing, your writing skills must be good and you must be practiced. So you must sit down and write down as many questions as possible and then get them checked from somebody who knows. Then to understand how you can improve your writing skills. Because unless, writing an answer in civil service is very different from anything else. You are expected to write a balanced answer. You are supposed for any question that is asked. For example, if you are asked a question on Indian response to the Russia-Ukraine war, whether you agree with it or not, you cannot give one point of view in civil service. You can't say that I disagree with the Indian stand, or you cannot say that I agree with the Indian stand. The correct answer or way of answering it in a civil service examination would be, you say what is the Russia-Ukraine issue? What is the war all about from the Russian side, from the Ukraine side? What are the Indian interests involved? What stance India has taken? And then give a balanced view that to this extent, yes, this is the positive side of the Indian stance. And this is the negative side of the Indian stance. And then you come up with the answer, which is your own. That my thing is that India has taken the right approach. This kind of an answer will get you extraordinary marks in civil service. If you give only one side, extreme answer, or incomplete answer, not a balanced approach, you will not get marks in the written examination for the civil service. Therefore, what it requires is a very deep study of every subject, a deep understanding. And mind you, these 3 general studies papers, most of the questions which come are from current affairs. And it's very important how to understand current affairs. They say read Hindu newspaper, they say read Indian Express, read certain magazines. But how do you read? How do you understand current affairs? Isn't it? It is not just memorizing something. For instance, if this climate change talks are going on, or just now the G7 talks took place, immediately you must understand what is G7, who are the members, why was the G7 set up, what are the objectives of G7, why is India getting invited, what is India contributing to G7, what is the Indian stance, what are the other countries saying, how is the world economy being affected by it, how is the trade and commerce across the world being affected. So you analyze, you keep analyzing. Because the question would be asked, maybe you'll get a question on G7, but they will not ask you who are the members of G7. Or what did India say in G7? They will not ask you this direct question. They will ask you a question like, do you think India has been able to make a significant contribution to the working of G7 and for the development of trade and commerce across the world? Now, that is the kind of question they will ask. Meaning, you understand that thing fully. Not only G7, you know G20 also. You know other, such kind of SARC and other countries getting together, these combinations also. And then you can write an informed and balanced answer in this. That is what is expected in the civil service. So answering a question in civil service is never easy. Please keep this in mind. Then when it comes to your optional paper, Optional paper is a scoring paper in the IAS. General studies is not so scoring, but optional is scoring. And you must choose your optional with great, understanding. People ask me, sir, how should I choose my optional? I tell them the various factors. You should choose and see which optional paper is scoring. Some papers are more scoring than others. Like I told you, I was a student economics, but economics was never a scoring paper in my time. It was a bad paper in the civil service. And I was in student economics. I scored highest marks in India in subjects like political organization and public administration and history, and did not do so in economics. You see, there was a difference in that. So choose on the basis of understanding which subjects are doing well. That is one. Second, which subject has got a defined course syllabus. It is not so vast that you're not able to pinpoint anything. Some papers like philosophy, public administration have a defined course. Some papers like history now have a very vast course. So you have to keep that in mind. And when you select a particular subject. But above all, the selection of your optional should be subject in which you are interested. If you like history, then choose history. If you like sociology, then choose sociology. If you like physics, choose physics. Because you must choose a subject which you are good at, which you like studying. Because only then will you be able to study that subject in detail and study hard on that subject. So that is what I want to tell you, and that you must keep in mind that how you should choose your optional subject for the IAS. And similarly, also for the essay paper, you must be widely read. One thing I must tell you, to succeed in civil service, you must be a widely read person. Therefore, if you have even 3-4 years before the examination, you should read as widely as possible. Read books on history, read books on philosophy, read books on literature. More you read, the more general reading you do, your mind will become broad and you have a broader understanding, and you will have that kind of a person is what a civil servant should be. And you'll be able to answer the civil service examination, whether it is written or the personality test. Now, I'm not going into greater detail about the examination scheme or all that. If somebody asks me a question, I'll be only too willing to answer that. But here, I would only like to once again try and come to an end of what I am to say, and then listen to if you have any questions. I would like to end once again by saying that this is an examination which will give you a career in the IAS, which is a very satisfying career. Every day you are doing something significant. Every day. I remember even as Chief Secretary, in 2 years, I was involved in the construction of the Lucknow-Agra Expressway in 22 months. That gave me so much of happiness. I brought the metro to Lucknow in 22 months, gave me so much happiness. I brought the metro from Noida to Greater Noida. That gave me so much of joy. Even when I was DM Ghaziabad, you people are talking about Ghaziabad, we took action at that time against the mafia. All the criminals, we took such strong action that the criminals left the district. That gives so much satisfaction. So all I'm saying is, this is a career which will give you immense satisfaction and joy. If you want to do public service, if you are interested in these kind of issues, if you want to do something for the country directly and make an impact on society. So if you have this in mind, certainly prepare for the IAS, prepare with confidence, prepare with self-belief, prepare hard, work smart, and I'm sure you will be successful. I have this in my mind. My best wishes are with you, and I will be very happy to answer any questions which you may like to ask. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It was indeed a wonderful session, and definitely you had a very inspiring journey as well. So we have some faculties and some
Little, can you?
students.
I'm not able to hear you properly. A little bit. Can you just?
Am I audible now?
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
Yeah. So thank you so much for this wonderful session. And indeed, it was a very inspiring journey as well. You resigning from the corporate, then taking a plunge, taking a leap of faith, and definitely going towards one of the most coveted services in the country. We have some students as well as some faculties who have their questions. So first one being Vanshika Tyagi. Vanshika, can you please unmute yourself?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Manshika.
Sir, I want to ask, how can we judge which study material is best for us?
Sorry, how can we?
How can we judge which study material is best for us?
Actually, that's a good question you asked, because now what has happened is, with the plethora of coaching institutes, now there must be thousands of coaching institutes all over. And every coaching institute has come up with own study material. And therefore, I find many students are confused. And many students think that the more study material they read, the better it is. Please don't do that. You're going to get terribly confused. If you study the same subject from this material, from that material, from that material, you will get totally confused, and you will, if you're confused, you will not be able to write good answers or not get understanding of the subject. So that means you have to select certain study materials which you want to go for. Now, how do you select? Well, it depends upon various things. You can see the uh, kind of credibility that institution has, which is prepared the study material. How many students from there are getting selected in the civil service? How many are getting selected in that particular subject which you are looking for the study material? You can even give a try by reading and seeing that whether the study material is able to answer the questions. Just see some questions in the syllabus and see whether the answers to those questions are coming from that study material or not coming. Then you study, select. And as I said in the beginning, NCERT books till class 12 is a must on all subjects. And second, whichever subject you take up, read one original textbook, standard textbook. One original. Don't read too many, but those recommended books are there. Like political science, Neelakantan's book is there. Or like, history, Bipin Chandra in modern India is there. Certain books are there, which are very good books. Just pick up that one book and go through it thoroughly. Whatever you read, do it thoroughly. Don't do very wide thing and without going in depth. Select the right thing and go in depth. Of course, the selection, at the time of selection, give some time to it. Talk to other students, take a feedback from others, talk to other faculty, talk to other people. They'll be able to guide you in doing this. But it's a very right question. If you choose too many kinds of material, you'll be confused. And if you choose the wrong kind of material, maybe then your preparation will be not proper.
Thank you so much, Vanshika, for your question. Next, we have in line Suman ma'am. She is the principal of BA department. Ma'am, request you kindly unmute yourself.
Sir, not able to.
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, ma'am.
I'm audible.
Yes, you're audible, ma'am.
Thousands of people who study a lot in order to get the civil services, but do not make it, sir.
Can you repeat your question, ma'am?
Thousands of people who study a lot, but they, in order to get the civil services, but they do not make it. Why?
Very simple thing, ma'am, is that so few people get selected. When only 700 are getting selected in civil services and only 180 in the IAS, not everybody can get selected. And I'll tell you one thing. What you're saying is right. My experience also has been that even though 7-8 lakh people ultimately write the examination, there are about 10,000 students who are quite good. Others are not up to that level. The first question is about having a level. Let me be very frank about it. To get selected in the IAS or civil service, there has to be a certain basic academic level that you must be having. Everybody writes the examination, whether he or she has that academic level or not. So most people don't have that level. So those people who don't have the level has no chance of getting selected. But yes, you're right, ma'am, that at least 8 to 10,000 students are there who have that academic level also. But out of them, only about 600, 700 get selected. So there it is an intense competition on who prepares better, who prepares smarter, who prepares more according to the examination, and how much time he gives to the preparation, how intelligently he or she prepares. And also, civil service, very often I might say, ma'am, is not just a preparation of 7-8 months. It's a whole academic life from school, from class 9, 10 and all. How you have studied for the examinations at that time, what kind of books you have been reading, what kind of newspapers you've been reading from early age, how you have been developing your mind. That ultimately all comes into play when you're writing the examination and helps you, especially in things like personality test and interview. If you've not developed your personality over the years, you cannot develop your personality in 2 months, no matter how much coaching you may take. So coaching by itself is not going to help you. It can assist you, but you have to develop yourself over time. So, ma'am, the question is, those who prepare in the right manner, prepare for a longer period of time, prepare in a more focused manner, are more likely to succeed. And at the end of the day, yes, the factor of luck is also there. I don't deny it.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Next we have is Rajesh sir from BA department. He is a professor of history. Sir, over to you. Kindly unmute yourself, please.
Okay. First of all, thank you very much, sir. Are you listening to me, sir?
Yes, yes, Dr. Rajesh.
Ha ha. Sir, first of all, very thanks for a wonderful session
No,
for
thank you very much.
us. Oh, thank you to for your wonderful channel. Actually, last night I'm seeing your channel and watching the Babri Masjid Kand. So I am very impressed with you, sir, on that side. The explanation, your side is very nice, sir. But here is my question for you, sir. That is burning question today. Actually, there are a number of people are studying in the civil services, but they don't know till now they should be self-study or when is the key point to join the institutions. किस institute को कब join करना है, they don't know. Actually, मैं hearing today early in the morning I'm watching the newspaper. There is a girl with the sitting in the city magistrate front of his car, or he is demanding for the IIT men's coaching. So early feel that ki what is the role of the institute? What is the role of the coaching in the field of civil, yeah, JEE men's like this examination, sir?
Yeah, actually, as I said, things have become so competitive, whether it is JEE examination or it is civil service. So coaching institutes have come in because of this excessive level of competition. So they package kind of things and give you a service in a packaged manner, in a focused manner. You can get service from a particular place. But now the second point is that too many coaching institutes have mushroomed. बहुत ज़्यादा हो गए हैं और इतने ज़्यादा हो गए हैं, many of them are not of the right quality at all. Standard नहीं है.
Yes.
और स्टैंडर्ड नहीं है और बच्चे वहां जो जाके पढ़ते हैं अपना टाइम वेस्ट करते हैं. एंड मेनी ऑफ देम द मटेरियल दे गिव इज आल्सो नॉट गुड. सो आपको पहले सिलेक्शन ऑफ द कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. उनका परफॉर्मेंस देख के, रिजल्ट देख के सही इंस्टीट्यूट सेलेक्ट करना चाहिए. बट मोर देन दैट, एज आई सेड इन द बिगिनिंग, यू कांट गिव ऑल योर टाइम इन द कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट. सेल्फ स्टडी ज्यादा आंसर बेटर रिजल्ट देती है. आप 2 महीने कर लीजिए, 1 महीने कर लीजिए, 3 महीने कर लीजिए, नॉट मोर देन दैट. मोर देन दैट आपको 8-9 मंथ्स अपना सेल्फ स्टडी देना चाहिए और सेल्फ स्टडी देके प्रिपेयर करना चाहिए. Only then you will be able to answer. For example, you are a professor of history, कोई भी कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट आपको इतना वो हिस्ट्री का मटेरियल दे देगा, लेकिन उससे आपको नहीं आंसर मिलेगा. आपको ओरिजिनल कोई टेक्स्ट बुक हिस्ट्री की आप पढ़िए, समझिए उसको, उसके कुछ क्वेश्चंस देखिए जो आ रहे हैं सिविल सर्विस में, उसके 2-4 क्वेश्चंस को आंसर करके देखिए, एंड देन यू विल अंडरस्टैंड ये कैसे करना चाहिए. कुछ हद तक कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट्स में इस हद तक मदद मिल जाती है. इन द गुड कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट्स somehow some of them tell you how to write an answer. This is something I'm sharing with you. Many of us they study very hard, as madam also said. They study very hard, but they don't succeed. One reason is, what? I found my own experience. Many of us do not know how to answer a question. You don't answer. And that is very important in civil service. मैं आपको कुछ उदाहरण देता हूँ. I think it will just clarify what it meant, I remember we had joined Rao's IAS study circle in Delhi. 3 हफ्ते का कोर्स किया था हमने. 3 weeks का ही किया था, उससे ज्यादा नहीं किया था. उन्होंने हिस्ट्री, हमने हिस्ट्री लिया हुआ था ऑप्शनल. उस जमाने में यूरोपियन हिस्ट्री था हमारा ऑप्शनल. तो उन्होंने, हम जितने लोग यूरोपियन हिस्ट्री लिए हुए थे, उन्होंने कहा आप लोगों को आंसर लिखना नहीं आता, आप ये आंसर लिखिए, आई एम गिविंग यू क्वेश्चन. और उन्होंने एक क्वेश्चन दिया. आई स्टिल रिमेंबर, 40 साल पुरानी बात है. What I still remember, the question he gave was, Napoleon was the child of the French Revolution, but he was ultimately devoured by it. Critically examined. अब वो क्वेश्चन दे दिया, उन्होंने लिखिए. हम लोगों ने लिखा, and they were all brilliant students. को रॉ भी सिलेक्शन से लेता है लोग, सब टॉपर्स थे जहाँ के थे. उन्हें सारे जितने लोगों ने आंसर लिखे थे, सबकी कॉपी में राव साहब ने एक रेड मार्क लगा दिया. आई वॉज लकी, मेरी कॉपी को उन्होंने लिखा आउटस्टैंडिंग, और मेरी कॉपी उन्होंने फिर सबको डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करी कि दिस इज हाउ एन आंसर शुड बी रिटन. तो वो समझाने की बात ये थी कि जैसे उन्होंने यूपीएससी में उन्होंने समझाया और वो हम समझे, जैसे उन्होंने कहा नेपोलियन वाज द चाइल्ड ऑफ द फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन. अब यू हैव टू टेक द क्वेश्चन. पहली चीज आपको ये समझानी पड़ेगी आंसर में कि फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन का मतलब क्या था. व्हेन यू से फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन, व्हाट डिड इट मीन? तो पहले कहिए ये था फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन. देन नेपोलियन वाज द चाइल्ड, मतलब फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन ने उसको पैदा किया कैसे? तो वो आपको बताना पड़ेगा कि फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन में क्या फोर्सेस आए, सोशल फोर्सेस एंड पॉलिटिकल फोर्सेस, व्हिच गिव राइज टू अ सिचुएशन वेयर अ मैन लाइक नेपोलियन टुक ओवर. तो ये आपने सेकंड पार्ट डिफाइन किया. तो नेपोलियन वाज चाइल्ड ऑफ द फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन आपने बताया आंसर में। फिर अल्टीमेटली डिवोर्ड बाय, वो तो किंग बन गया, क्राउन बन गया, एम्परर बन गया, लेकिन रेवोल्यूशन तो नहीं गया ना। वो रेवोल्यूशन ने उसको उस पर एक्सेप्ट नहीं किया, एक्सेप्ट नहीं किया तो रेवोल्यूशन ने उसको एब्जॉर्ब कर लिया, फिनिश कर दिया। ही कुड नॉट कंटिन्यू एज द एम्परर। तो आप आंसर अपना इस तरीके से जब लिखेंगे ना, देन आपको मार्क्स मिलेंगे। अब लोग क्या करते हैं मैं आपको बताऊं, लोग क्या करते हैं, दे आंसर दी सब्जेक्ट एंड टॉपिक एंड नॉट द क्वेश्चन। तो उन्होंने देखा ये क्वेश्चन आया, अरे नेपोलियन के बारे में हमको जितना आता है सब लिख लो, everything. Napoleon came to power, he became emperor, he did this, he fought these wars, he won these wars, he did these reforms, he codified the laws, फलाना ढिकाना जो भी आता लिख दो। तो उसमें मार्क्स बहुत कम मिलते हैं यूपीएससी। वो कहते हैं हमने तो सवाल कुछ और पूछा था, आप कुछ और लिख रहे हो। द आंसर हैज टू बी एग्जैक्टली एज पर द क्वेश्चन। और बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग मैं आपको बताऊं, जनरल
जी
इंग्लिश पेपर हुआ करता था उस जमाने में।
जी सर।
जनरल इंग्लिश में एक आता था राइट अ पैराग्राफ
जी।
ऑफ 150 वर्ड्स। तो
हाँ
हमने प्रिपेयर करते समय, मुझे अभी भी याद है, हम एक प्रोफेसर साहब थे जो जनरल इंग्लिश के एग्जामिनर रह चुके थे, वो हमारा एक फ्रेंड था, उनको जानता था। तो हम लोग उनके पास गए, हमने कहा सर ये जनरल इंग्लिश में मार्क्स वार्क्स सुना बहुत कम मिलते हैं,
जी
और ये पैराग्राफ राइटिंग वगैरह में क्या करना चाहिए। तो उन्होंने
जी
एक मिनट अच्छा एक एग्जाम्पल दिया। उन्होंने कहा देखो बेटा, मैं एग्जाम्पल दे रहा हूँ, ये क्वेश्चन आया था आईएएस में। क्या आया था, राइट अ पैराग्राफ ऑन ऑल दैट इज ब्यूटिफुल इज नॉट यूजफुल, राइट अ पैराग्राफ। तो कहने लगे कि अब क्या लिखोगे, तो सभी लोगों ने क्या लिखना है, ऑल दैट इज ब्यूटीफुल इज नॉट यूजफुल। अब ताजमहल सुंदर है पर ताजमहल की कोई यूजफुलनेस नहीं है, फलानी चीज बिल्डिंग सुंदर है उसकी यूजफुलनेस नहीं है, लोगों ने इस तरीके से लिख दिया। अब वो कहते नहीं, अब आपको दोनों साइड लिखनी है इसमें, कोई ब्यूटीफुल चीजें यूजफुल हैं और कई ब्यूटीफुल चीजें यूजफुल नहीं। अब गिव एग्जाम्पल्स एंड गिव बोथ साइड्स इन दिस। इतना सब आप दोनों साइड से इसको आंसर करिए। और सबसे जो मुझे अमेजिंग लगा, जो उन्होंने मुझे बात बताई, कि 20 मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन होता था। उन्होंने कहा यूपीएससी ने हमको ये कहा है कि हैज द कैंडिडेट, ना दिस वेरी सरप्राइजिंग, हैज द कैंडिडेट मेंशन्ड स्पिरिचुअल ब्यूटी, इफ ही हैज मेंशन्ड स्पिरिचुअल ब्यूटी गिव हिम 3 मार्क्स एक्स्ट्रा। मतलब 3 नंबर उन्होंने रखे थे कि अगर आप ब्यूटी से क्या समझते हैं, आप ब्यूटी से खाली ताजमहल समझते हैं, या खूबसूरत आदमी औरत समझते हैं, या खूबसूरत कोई चीज समझते हैं, फूल समझते हैं, या आप किसी की आंतरिक ब्यूटी भी समझते हैं, द इनर ब्यूटी। इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड द इनर ब्यूटी एंड यू मेंशन दैट इन योर आंसर, यू गेट हाई मार्क्स। तो इस हद तक यूपीएससी में दे, दिस इज व्हाट दे लुक फॉर इन एन आंसर। तभी मैंने शुरू में कहा कि बड़ी डीप अंडरस्टैंडिंग चाहिए, बड़ी डीप। वो सरसरी निगाह से जिसने पढ़ा वो नहीं आ सकता। और कोचिंग मटेरियल जैसे आपने पूछा, खाली उसने रट लिया अगर, तो नहीं आ सकता वो, अगर उसकी वाइड रीडिंग नहीं होगी, ब्रॉड रीडिंग नहीं होगी। ब्रॉड रीडिंग होगी, उसका माइंड डेवलप होगा अकॉर्डिंगली, तभी वो वैसे सोचेगा।
Thank you so much, sir. Next, we have a student named Ritik. Ritik, please unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you, Ritik.
Sir, just now in your session, you said that if you get the chance to serve the country as an IAS officer again, then you'll surely grab that opportunity.
Yes, yes.
Am I right?
If I get a chance, I'll again
But,
write the IAS examination and serve the IAS. Yes, I've had such satisfaction
but
in
sir,
my career.
I was reading about you on Wikipedia. In that it said that as soon as the Samajwadi Party lose its power and BJP government came into power, you resigned. So when country is not in a good condition, where government is not ready to listen to people, so and at that time, why did you resign, sir? Because you could have been a good asset for the people, because you could have assisted them.
You see, I had already retired, no? I had retired in 2016. My retirement was over in 2016. So I was given after retirement a job. So after retirement job is always connected with the government in power. So that is, it is conventional. It is conventional. It is a part of practice, and that is how it should be done. If that government does not remain in power, then you have to resign, because this is not, you are not in service anymore. I was not in service. That was a post-retirement job. So that goes with the government. That is why I resigned. Now, if the new government would give me another opportunity to serve, I would certainly take it up and work. But that depends upon what post-retirement jobs are available, what job they can offer to me, what I would like to take up. That is the question.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Ritik. Next, we have a question from Piyush Patel. Piyush, please unmute yourself.
पीयूष,
Good
yes.
afternoon, sir.
हाँ पीयूष बताइए. Good afternoon.
So my question is, if we face adverse result, then what should be our plan B?
You're saying that if we do not succeed, what should be a plan B?
Yes, sir.
Well, you must have a plan B. That's the first thing. In any situation in life, in fact, not only civil service examination, it is in my experience of life that for every situation, you must have a plan B. In fact, should have a plan C also. Because in life, very often you do not get what you want to get, you know, so you go to the next best. So you must have a plan B. Now, what should be your plan B depends again on what you want in life. Supposing you are writing the civil service examination, but in your mind, you are also fond of teaching. Well, then joining the teaching profession is your plan B. And you say, okay, if I don't get selected, I'll do PhD, I will do research, and I will take up the teaching profession. Or you say, no, I'll go to the corporate sector. I'll do my MBA after that and do the corporate sector or something. Or I'll do my CA and become a chartered accountant. That depends upon what you want to do, how you want to do. And here about the question I want to answer, as a very good question you asked is, आजकल मैंने देखा है कई बच्चे अपनी पूरा यूथ बेकार कर देते हैं सिविल सर्विस की तैयारी करने में. यू नो, मैं देख रहा हूँ कि 6-6 साल तक देते रहते हैं, 7-7 साल तक देते रहते हैं. Because now so many attempts are allowed, and right up to the age of 32, 33, people are, and supposing they don't get selected after 5-6 attempts, then at the age of 32, तब तो plan B बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाएगा. You know, at 32 की एज में फिर आप plan B में जाएंगे कहाँ? आप ओवर एज हो जाएंगे most चीजों के लिए. Even for a corporate sector or for any other, they will ask you, भाई आप 6 साल से 7 साल से 8 साल से कर क्या रहे थे? So first of all, I must tell you, do not take more than 3 attempts. अगर आप 3 अटेम्प्ट में नहीं हुआ तो छोड़िए, दूसरी लाइन में जाइए प्लान बी. कोई जरूरत नहीं, अनलेस आपको लग रहा हो कि बिल्कुल आधे नंबर से रह गया, आपके पास हो जाएगा. लेकिन वो गैम्बलिंग की तरह है, वो हमेशा लगता है कि आधे नंबर से रह गया, हो जाएगा, फिर कुछ हो जाता है. यू नो, सो दैट इज द पॉइंट. 3 अटेम्प्ट से ज्यादा नहीं देने चाहिए. और हमारे टाइम पे आई रिमेंबर जब हमने दिया था, देन इन सिविल सर्विस यू हैड ओनली 3 अटेम्प्ट्स. इन द IAS we were allowed only 3 attempts, and there was an age limit also. The age limit was 21 to 26. Beyond the age of 26, you are not allowed to write the IAS examination at that time. So therefore, इससे मैं सहमत हूँ काफी हद तक. तो इसमें फायदा स्टूडेंट का भी है. अगर 26 साल की उम्र तक आप नहीं सक्सीड किए 3 अटेम्प्ट में, तो 26 साल में आप प्लान बी में जा सकते हैं. कुछ भी आप और करना चाहें, कोई और कोर्स आपने कर लिया, PhD कर लिया, कुछ कर लिया. मेरे साथ कई लोग थे, वो नहीं सक्सीड किए. मेरा ही दोस्त था एक, नहीं सक्सीड किया, MBA था मेरे साथ का, वो फिर चला गया USA. उसने फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट में मास्टर्स किया, और फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट मास्टर्स करने के बाद शिकागो यूनिवर्सिटी में ही बिकेम प्रोफेसर ऑफ फाइनेंस. तो ये मैं कहना चाह रहा हूँ, तो बहुत ज्यादा टाइम मत वेस्ट करिए, प्लान बी रखिए, एंड एट अ सूटेबल टाइम जब लग रहा है कि नहीं ये तो नहीं हो पा रहा है, स्विच टू प्लान बी.
Thank you so much. We'll take one question from Purvi ma'am. Ma'am, can you please unmute yourself?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you.
It was pleasure listening you.
Thank you so much.
We know that this preparation requires several months and sometimes years too, and we need to remain motivated throughout. So, since you have an experience and success in this field, so could you share some strategies that can help manage the stress and keep ourselves motivated through the
Oh, that is
preparation?
a very important point, because preparing for 8 months, 10 months, or 1 year is not easy. And you need to, shut yourself for so many things in life. You're shutting yourself from social life, shutting yourself up from TV, shutting yourself away from movies. For instance, I remember when we prepared, we did not see any movie for 7-8 months. Nothing of that kind. So you have to have a very different kind of life. So that can sometimes become very taxing. And supposing it, sometimes you start, these questions keep coming up. Am I preparing the right way? Am I, getting ready for the examination? Sometimes you feel, no, I'm not getting ready. Then you start feeling a little depressed and despondent also, as you're saying, ma'am. And the determination starts flagging. Actually, the answer to that is, first question is self-belief, as I said. You have to believe in yourself. No, I will succeed. Then, if ever you feel that things are not going okay, take a day off, sit down, think about it, discuss with people, and reorient your preparation, reorient your strategy to see how, it'll, you are able to prepare better. And also, every day keep talking to yourself, keep self-motivating. Ultimately, motivation, in life, whether preparing for the examination or in any job also, comes only from within yourself. It doesn't come from outside. So you keep motivating yourself maximum. Do things like visualization techniques कि हम बन जाएंगे ऑफिसर, तो हम ये करेंगे, हम ये काम करेंगे, हम ये सर्विस करेंगे, तो वो आप देखे सोचेंगे तो आपके अंदर एक good feeling will come, positive feeling will come. The more positive emotions that come inside you, the more positive you'll feel. So this is how, ma'am, you can keep motivating yourself. Never get depressed or get pulled down. कभी भी ऐसा लगे तो एक दिन ऑफ ले लीजिए, एक दिन ऑफ लेके पिक्चर दिखाइए, दोस्तों के साथ घुमाइए, खाना खाइए, change, have a change, and then come back again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your question. We'll take just one more question from Neha, ma'am. Ma'am, please unmute yourself.
हेलो सर, गुड आफ्टरनून सर.
Good afternoon to you, Neha.
हेलो सर. सर मेरा क्वेश्चन है, वी कैन विथड्रॉ मैक्सिमम आउटपुट विद मिनिमम टाइम.
हाँ, वो तो करना ही पड़ेगा. आपको मैक्सिमम आउटपुट तो लाना ही है, जो भी आप टाइम लगाएं, लेकिन मिनिमम टाइम भी बहुत मिनिमम नहीं हो जाना चाहिए.
यस सर.
एक सर्टेन थ्रेशोल्ड का काम, हार्डवर्क तो देना पड़ेगा. जैसा हमने
Yes, sir.
हमने प्रिपेयर किया था 7 to 8 months, तो हम समझते हैं
Okay,
7 to
sir.
8 months तो देना ही पड़ेगा, देना ही पड़ेगा, इतना देना पड़ेगा. और मैक्सिमम आउटपुट लाने के लिए आपको एग्जाम को समझना पड़ेगा. एग्जाम को
Yes, sir.
समझने के लिए फर्स्ट यू अंडरस्टैंड द सिलेबस, देन यू अंडरस्टैंड द क्वेश्चन पेपर्स, देन यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट काइंड ऑफ आंसर्स आर एक्सपेक्टेड फ्रॉम यू. ये तीनों चीज को आप जब समझ लेंगे और उसी के मुताबिक प्रिपरेशन करेंगे, तो यू गेट द मैक्सिमम रिजल्ट्स फ्रॉम व्हाटएवर इनपुट दैट यू गिवन. ये है इसका. तो ये हर एक एग्जाम के लिए होता है, और यूनिवर्सिटी के एग्जाम के लिए डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ अप्रोच चाहिए.
Yes,
सिविल
sir.
एग्जाम के लिए डिफरेंट टाइप अप्रोच चाहिए, पीएचडी करने के लिए डिफरेंट टाइप अप्रोच चाहिए. तो उसी हिसाब से आपको टेलर करना पड़ेगा अपनी स्टडीज को. मतलब आप इसमें पीएचडी स्टूडेंट की तरह नहीं पढ़ सकते, उतर के पढ़ेंगे तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. जब आप अगर एक ही
Yes, sir.
टॉपिक को लेके इतनी डीप में चले गए, तो आपकी बाकी टॉपिक छूट जाएंगे. दैट इज व्हाट आई एम सेइंग.
Thank you, sir.
So we have reached almost towards the end of the session. Thank you so much, sir. It was one of the most informative sessions we have had. You have covered almost a continuum of the aspects that play into the UPSC preparation. I would now invite Director Sir Dr. Anuj Agarwal to give a vote of thanks and conclude the session. Thank you so much, everyone. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, sir, for sparing your precious time with us. Thank you very much. Your valuable insight and real life experiences will definitely give benefits to our faculty members and students. But I hope, sir, we are not satisfied till, and we are looking forward to meet you in person at HLM someday, according to your convenience.
Thank you, Dr. Agarwal. Thank you very much. I enjoyed the session. And yes, I also think it is better to come physically and meet with you all and
Yes,
the
sir.
students also. I enjoy meeting students. And then, there can be a more informed kind of interaction. I look forward whenever we fix up, I'll certainly come over and give in person, give a talk to the students and talk to you all. Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you once again.